Let's say that you have your curator system in here and it's working nice with collecting Windows logs. Say that you have a machine over here. This is a Windows system and you have WinCollect. What I'm going to be describing here works with WinCollect Manage as well as standalone. I'll show you the difference in the configuration. But let's say that you have this and it's working nice, but you have now another log source that put the files in that Windows machine. Okay, we're going to use an example here with bshell files, and bshell is going to be putting all those files locally into any directory here. And what you want is, instead of deploying another agent or anything like that, piggyback on WinCollect, the fact that you already have a WinCollect agent there, to forward, to bring all those logs as they are producing here or every certain period of time. I'll show you the options in your curator. Then once you have them into curator, if you have a DSM for them, well, they will be auto discover and everything is good. If not, you're going to have to use the DSM editor, and there are plenty of videos, or at least which I should say 3 videos on this channel that show how to use the DSM editor to be able to, once you get the logs inside curator, to be able to parse them. So here's the Windows machine where I have the logs, and we can even look at those logs, and this is the way that they actually look. This works, by the way, with single line as well as multi-line logs. And what we want to do is send those to curator. Let me actually go to the curator box. So here in curator I have a simple filter for the log source bshell, and again this is the end result. I'll show you the step I took to do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, make a copy of these logs on this directory, and that's going to generate those logs to be actually sent to curator. And here we have them. Let's actually pause these and see the actual logs. This is one of the logs that we saw that are put in that flat file. Now, what you need to do to make all this work in your environment. So I just changed the blue background of the Windows evaluation machine. If you go to the WinCollect console, and this is for the manage, I'll show you on the on this. This is for the standalone. I'll show you for the manage as well. If you go here under devices, notice that there's an option called file forwarder. And if you were to click here and add new, which I already did, I named that one bshell. What are the parameters that you need to specify? Well, you need to give it a name. This is the host name of this machine. It's going to be enable. This is the directory where I'm putting the bshell logs, and this is where I copy them. And the file name pattern is bshell.*, so everything that basically goes there with that name. When I got bshell copy 1, copy 2, then this is all going to trigger. And we do continuous monitoring, but there's an option here that when you drop the file, you can also do that. It's up to you. And this is text file. That's the polling interval 5 seconds, and the destination will go to the console that we have defined before. And I showed some of the videos on the Sysmon part when we install WinCollect, and that's the console that we have defined. And that's all you really need to do. By just doing that, you're going to get those logs as we saw them in curator, with the exception that you need to put a parser. If you just do what I just showed you, you will get all these logs coming here, but they will come unknown. So again, you can look into the DSM editor how you create a parser if there isn't one already for that particular log source. So if you have a manage WinCollect. There's no console like the one I just showed you. So where do you make those definitions? So let me go here to the log source management tool, and you will be adding a new one. It's going to be a single source. The log source is going to be universal DSM. There we have it. We go next. The protocol type, if we type here we should see WinCollect file forwarder. You see the same option that we saw in the standalone one. And here you see that the parameters are basically exactly the same, right? If you have a log source extension, which will be very handy for the parsing later, you can add it here. I did add a log source extension, and it's the bshell one that I also got from Christopher Debas from Colorado, who is the one who showed me how to set this up. So he also provided me the log source extension, which I added here on the console, here on their log source extension. Here we see that, right? So again, you don't have to have multiple agents to bring logs into Curator. If you have the WinCollect, you can piggyback on WinCollect to get the logs into your Curator system, and then have them parse and have them process and get your rules working like if you will have an agent for those.